Hi there. I know it's been a while since I've been on here. I have been writing each week by week, following the busyness of one week right into the busyness of another week. So here we go. It's been a while, and I'm feeling really called to kind of share with you all a little bit more about what I've been doing on connecting with my ancestors. I recently led a workshop with friend and co-facilitator Cindy Lukin. She is at Pleasure to People on IG. You should go follow her, and she's also on TikTok. I was sitting down to do my meditation today, and I pulled out some cards and just happened to pull one called Keepers of the Earth. And it is all about ancestors, saying that I'm not alone and that my ancient ancestors are standing beside me to remind me that I have their support. And I just felt like it was so fitting coming off of the energy from this most recent workshop that I did, which was all about ancestral awakening and kind of talking about what are some of the initial steps that people can take to begin to connect with their ancestors. During that workshop, Cindy led the beginning portion where she talked about visitation dreams, and we had the opportunity to write a letter to our ancestors. When I think about these different practices, visitation dreams have been a huge part of my own practice of communicating with and receiving messages from ancestors. And I feel like in the last couple of weeks, as I was preparing for that workshop, I was getting even more intuitive hits related to ancestors and just little reminders here and there. And today, of course, as I sat down to do this meditation, I was pleasantly surprised, but not too surprised, with the card that I pulled. The more that I delve into this work, and I really do think about my lineage and the disconnect that I happen to have with mine. My parents came over to the States in the 70s, and I know my grandparents. I knew my grandparents. I have two that passed. But I didn't ever get a chance to meet my great-grandparents or really ever hear stories about them. And that's something I hope to change. One of the ways that we can continue to build the connection with our ancestors is to engage family members in telling their stories. When my grandmother passed away and I got pregnant with my first daughter shortly thereafter, I knew that the only way that my daughter and future children would ever get to know about her and to experience the love of my grandmother was through the stories that I would tell and through the stories that they would hear their aunts and uncle tell. So I think it's so important, and just a reminder for all of us, that we keep their stories alive. We keep their energy alive through the words that we speak to paint the picture of who they are. One of my particularly favorite things that we, when we did our workshop this past weekend and we had the chance to write a letter to our ancestors, just even asking for what guidance and wisdom we can receive from our ancestors. We're in the beginning of a new year, and as we look at this new year, it's a natural time for people to want to create goals or think about the future that they're creating. And one of the things that I would encourage you to do is to think about what guidance and wisdom can your ancestors help you with in those plans. What can you learn from their experiences that you can apply to maybe how you decide to go about your goals. So today's meditation is going to be connecting to your ancestors and just seeing what messages come through for you as we get very comfortable, get very quiet, tuning into our breath and preparing to receive those messages. So take the next couple seconds or so to make your way either into a comfortable seat or to come fully reclined all the way onto your back. If it feels all right, allow the eyes to close, or maybe you take a steady gaze in front of you. Bring your awareness into the physical body here, noticing any tension you might be holding on to throughout the body. And let's start with the face. Relax and release through the eyebrows, from the third eye point. Relax and release through the jaw. Maybe you lick the lips and swallow here. And as you do, you feel the sensation in the throat. Feel the openness across the chest and heart space here. Allow your awareness to rest in the heart for just a moment. Feeling your beating heart, maybe even hearing your beating heart. Trace your awareness down the front of the body into the belly, noticing the softness. Bring your awareness to the hips, the thighs. Release any tension you might be holding onto through the knees, the shins, and the calves. Allow the feet to be free and loose here. Feel the entire back body. Feel the entire front body. Feel your body all as one here. Now shift your focus to your breath, beginning to notice each inhale and each exhale. Feel the coolness of the in-breath and the warmth of the out-breath. Notice where the breath is at in your body. Is it a little bit shallow and higher in the chest? Or is it a little bit more deep and down in the belly? No right, no wrong. We're just noticing. With this awareness of your breath, we'll begin to manipulate it together. Connecting our hearts to our minds, we'll take an even inhale and exhale breath here. Inhaling for a count of 4 and exhaling for a count of 4. So release the breath. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4. You can keep this count or increase it for the next couple of rounds on your own. can release the breath now, coming back to your natural rhythm of breathing. I invite you to set an intention for this short meditation. It can be as simple as connection with your ancestors, or something else that resonates for you in this moment. We'll seal this intention with a big breath in and a big breath out. Using the mind's eye, I invite you to visualize a door opening up over the crown of your head. See the door handle slowly turning as you pull the door open. Looking down, take a look and see your feet crossing the threshold here. Not only are you opening up the door to receive wisdom from your ancestors, you are actively taking this step into their world to receive the wisdom. I invite you to begin with the question of, what wisdom do you have for me? Maybe you envision a sea of your ancestors, or maybe it's just one ancestor in particular that you're seeking wisdom from. But allow yourself to ask the question, what wisdom do you have for me? Maybe another question arises, but allow yourself to be open to receive. Gently begin to bring yourself back, taking a moment to acknowledge and honor your ancestors for helping you receive the wisdom needed. And we'll close out this meditation with the collective inhale and exhale. Thank you so much for tuning in for this very short meditation to quickly connect. Know that you can do this whenever you feel like you would love to have the support of your ancestors. Allow this to become part of a daily practice for you. Maybe you even create a little ritual around it, creating a place in your home or in your room where you meditate, and maybe even creating an altar with a picture of some of your ancestors. Lighting a candle, putting out their favorite flowers, and whatever resonates with you. Thank you again for tuning in. My name is Joanna. You can find more information at lunaserenity.com or find me on Instagram at Luna Serenity Yoga. Bye.